Well, my friends, we are in a marathon initial review session. This is very cool. I really like finding small companies when they're before they get picked up and get really big, because there's a sweet spot where a company is really focusing on customer service. The product is really good. They have the time to devote to their customers, and typically that's like in the first few years, right, as they kind of get their stuff together. And this company is perfectly in that sweet spot, I believe. And they're making guns in my town of McKinney. So this is the Evolve Weapon Systems AR-15, but they call it an E15, and this is the enhanced model. Before we get into this, like, subscribe, comment, do all that, much appreciated. Comment your favorite color for a rifle. And we're gonna be talking in a few future reviews about my favorite color, but this one's an FDE. So getting down to it, when it comes to AR builders, you've got low tier, which is gonna be, you know, all the imported stuff, the sub $800 guns, which honestly, I just don't touch. There's no reason, I'm not interested in them because, not because I know they're not good, but it's just not, doesn't really spice it up for me. It doesn't have the features I want, and you typically have issues with stuff in that price range, AKA poverty ponies. And then you have your mid tiers, so in your $1,000 to $2,500 range, $1,000 to $2,500, and then you got $3,000 up for like your top tier rifle. So this would be in the mid tier range, and you have companies that are rifle manufacturers, meaning they're manufacturing, or so they say, a lot of their own parts. But like Type A, for example, they do make or have made for them over half of the gun. So I'd put them in a manufacturing capacity. And then you've got builders, which is gonna be, what's really popular right now is like the Sons of Liberty Gunworks, SOLGW. So people are really liking the Sons. It's in that mid-high 2,000 or 1,000 range. And Evolve Weapon Systems, I would say, would be right there with the Sons of Liberty Gunworks. A little bit less expensive, a little more features. So let's talk about that real quick. So starting on the front, is it still hot? Nope, we've cooled off. Adam Tarr, the owner of Evolve Weapon Systems, started making guns a couple years ago. He's making the rail, the lower, the upper. He's having the BCGs made for him, but he's not making them on his own machines. Very few people are. He's having the gas block made for him by another local machinist there in Texas. The rest of the gun is parts that you or I could buy, which for me sounds very similar to a Sons of Liberty and the other builder maker rifles that are out there. So starting at the front, we have a dead air flash hider with the chemo adapter on it. It's a chemo flash hider, which I really like because I run a lot of dead air stuff. I've got an OSS that I really am enjoying, but for now, I got lots of dead air products, so that makes it very good. And Adam, the builder of the rifle, the owner of the company, has made this gun to really be run suppressed. So we'll talk about the gas setup in a second, but we got a dead air flash hider up front. We have a Roscoe barrel, which is 4150 CMRV, whatever, I don't know. It's metal and it's super, super accurate. We'll talk about that. Gas block, gas system. The rail, so this is an 11.5. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is an 11.5, which is very, very popular right now. Everyone I talk to when they're wanting the Type A or they're looking for guns, 11.5 pistols are flying off the shelf. And I get it because the dwell time is different on a 10.5, so you're gonna have a little bit better ballistics, you know, typically more accuracy, less wear and tear on parts. I have some 10.5s I've been shooting a lot. I love 10.5s, but this 11.5 is in that sweet spot that everybody wants right now. The rail is very, what you're seeing commonly these days, which is a 7-sided M-lock with Picatinny on top, but it's beefy. So if you look at the wall thickness on the rail, it's a nice slim rail, but the wall thickness on the aluminum is thick enough that I'm not worried so much about it, you know, twisting if you've got a laser, which I don't, you know, losing zeros on the front. But it's very nice to hold on to, and he's got texture on the front here, different texture patterns, And this is kind of a rhombus style checkering pattern. So when you're gripping on the gun, you can pull it in, and especially if you're wearing gloves, you can pull it in and it doesn't slip. I found that to be very pleasant to hold on to. He's making his uppers, he's making his lowers. You know, standard upper, very well machined. That's what I'm gonna say about this gun, is the machining is very good. The Cerakote is applied very, very well. This is FDE, flat dark earth. And there's so many types of flat dark earth that this is what you call Evolve's flat dark earth. Coming on back, this is the Enhanced system. You got their bolt carrier group, which is coated with something, I don't know what it is. But when you talk about the components, Roscoe barrel, Radian Raptor charging handle, the ambi charging handle, Radian 4590 thumb safety, which has become my favorite thumb safety in the 45 configuration. And then this is what we got to talk about real quick, is the trigger. So they're using a Geisley single stage trigger that weighs in at a whopping 2.5 pounds. So I've been shooting a lot of two-stage triggers, specifically the Type A's, which have been coming in at right around 4 pounds. I like those a lot. So the first time I got on this, I actually asked them to replace the trigger because I thought there was something wrong with it. It was too light, and I had a couple unintentional double taps to where I got onto the reset and was looking for a wall, and there wasn't a wall, and sub 2 pounds is what that trigger felt like. It didn't work out, but let's just go down here. You look at it, so a single stage trigger, if you don't know. 2-stage, you're gonna come in and find a wall, and then it's a break. Single stage, there's no uptake or take up. You just pull in and it's one clean break all the way through until you hit it. There's a little bit of a wall at the end, but nothing that I could really, measure. Nice reset, and then there's no wall again, until you get right there. So it's a very, very crisp wall, and that 2 pounds, it startled me the first few times. Now, I went back into the shop. I was like, I don't know if this is right, if this is how it's supposed to be. I'm like a normal customer. And, they said, well, we'll swap it out for you right there on the spot. They swapped it out. I felt it. In my mind, it felt different. It's probably exactly the same. And I was just, happy that they swapped it out. So the lifetime warranty, I'll tell you, I walked right back in and they took care of me and good to go. So that's really nice customer service to get. But the Geisley single stage trigger, if you're used to 2-stage, take some time and get yourself used to it. B5 systems grip, which I really like the grip angle on it. The SBA 4 pistol brace. This gun and then another one that I've got sitting here from Evolve are the only two that I have the SBA 4. I'm just getting used to it. So I don't know, it's a pistol brace. At some point it's probably gonna be illegal, so it'll just be an SBR at that point. But yeah, SBA 4, and then QD end plate and all that good stuff. So what do I think of this gun overall? I think it is fantastic, especially for that builder tier. So I went through Roscoe barrel, dead air flash hider, and then I looked at like some Aero precision uppers, lowers, and all that stuff, and I priced everything out. And this is where you should be in that builder category. So pricing everything out on all these components together, I came up with a price of about $16.50. Okay, so if you were to go out and buy all these components and assemble the gun yourself, it's going to be about $1,650. MSRP on this, let me just double check, is $17.69. So to get whatever custom color Cerakote you want and the actual assembly and done, I'm not a gunsmith, so having somebody else do it, that is more than worth $100 and some odd to me to have the gun assembled, put together, test fired, and then a lifetime warranty. Like I said, I had the trigger swapped out. Adam had no problem with that. He's told me that, look, if anything goes wrong, if it's your fault or ours, we're gonna fix it and replace it for life. And I'm like, dude, you've only been around a couple years, but I've experienced that already with this gun and another gun. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't stick behind that. So having that lifetime warranty and that customer service and someone who is really into it, that, for me, that's worth the builder gun, but being bought, you know, from a different gun, or from a gun company, from a guy who actually knows what they're doing. Now, pros on this gun beyond that, super accurate. This barrel, this Roscoe barrel, 11.5, I've had no issues. I've been shooting M193, 855, you know, ASIM, some really nice ASIM ammo, but I've had no issues with that. And today we're out here and had a 12-inch, what did you say it was, roughly 12 inches? I didn't measure it. Yeah, I mean, it's 12 inch in diameter steel plate out at 200 yards. There we go. And making hits with this gun just was not a problem. I mean, we'd hit it and then it would fall down. So I didn't get to test it a lot because I had to walk 200 yards to hang that steel plate back up. So I didn't have any problems with that, and I noticed when I was zeroing it that it's a very accurate barrel, much more accurate than I am as a shooter. So that is very, very encouraging. Another cool thing about what Adam does is he spends a lot of time tuning the gun to run suppressed. So if you're not running suppressed, you don't have a can, you can let him know, and he'll work on your gas port and buffer system. But really what he does is he has a little bit smaller gas port, this is his words, not mine, up in front, and then in the back, a lot of times he'll run standard, a little bit heavier weight, and a blue spring. So I'm no gunsmith, but according to him, and what I'm understanding is, instead of tuning the gun up front with an adjustable gas block, which I like adjustable gas blocks, I like the ability to turn the gas up and down if need be. Most of the tuning is happening at the back of the gun because he's just going a little bit smaller, not under-gassed, but smaller up front, and making sure that all the components are mated together properly so that you're not over-gassing it just to get the thing to run. So what you have is a gun that thumps because of, you know, it's a little bit heavier weight. You're not gonna have a lot of felt recoil. It's 5.56. It's, you know, not a crazy powerful round, but you are gonna feel a little bit more in your shoulder as that weight is driving back in. Caught me off guard the first couple of shots, but once I got used to it and I saw what the accuracy was, it just went out of my mind. And that's shooting unsuppressed. Once I put the can on it, it's really interesting. I was expecting it to thump more with the can, and maybe it's just my mind, but I put this on the Dead Air Sandman S with the 5.56 flash hider end cap, put it on here, and it just smoothed the whole gun out. So this, for me, this is an initial review. At some point, if there's anything that needs to be updated, you'll see a card up here. If not, then this is just the review as it stands. But this gun is a fantastic option at that $1,786. I think Sons of Liberty, they have a $1,776, so it's like $10 more. But you're getting, you know, the Radian Ambi. I don't think their $1,776 comes with a Radian Ambi or the Dead Air flash hider, but I do think it comes with the Radian Raptor Ambi charging handle. So it's close, but I think this is probably more gun. And I've never shot a Sons of Liberty, so I can't say if it's a better gun, but I do believe you're getting more gun for the same price. So it's in that category, but it's really good stuff. Now, here's the thing. I bought these guns, so I should have said that at the beginning. I've got two guns. I bought them at dealer price because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check them out, I'm gonna see. And if I didn't like them, that was gonna be that. But I do like them a lot, so if you say, you know what? I'm looking for a Sons of Liberty-like gun, but with a few more options, contact me, we can get you hooked up. His lead times, I ordered this gun and, you know, this is where it was at when I did it, 2 weeks. Okay, so we're in that sweet spot to get a custom gun in 2 weeks. He doesn't promise that, but it's just how it worked out for me. So I mean, if you want something that's custom spec set up for how you want it in, let's say, a month, that's what I would expect to have happen right now, maybe 6 weeks. But the great thing is the communication is there, the backup is there. So if you've been looking for an 11.5 and you want that sweet spot gun, I would say the Enhanced. Now, there are different tiers, and I'm not gonna get too into this, you can go to their website, but they do have duty rifles, which are, you know, have different Magpul plastic furniture on them and all that stuff. They have duty, duty, standard, and enhanced. So a standard gun is just going to have different charging handle, not the B5 grip and not the Geisley trigger. And I don't believe it has the Radian ambi safety for 1,500 bucks. So, you know, if I'm getting one of these guns, I would just go all the way up to the enhanced, because it has all the features that I like on it and none of them that I don't. But that's the great thing about them, is you want to mix and match. You know, we'll get something made just how you want it. So check out Evolve Weapon Systems E15 Enhanced initial review. I would say this is a gun made by a good builder that backs up their stuff, and we're in that sweet spot of customer service and quality still, which right now with the pandemic, that's hard to find. So check out the website, hit them up, hit me up if you have any questions. They don't sell direct, so you got to go through dealers. They don't do any direct sales, so you can contact one of the dealers on their website or send me a message. I live a few minutes away from them, so if there's ever anything wrong, I'll find him and make sure that your gun's taken care of. But yeah, initial review, E15 11.5, it's a winner.